Yesterday, I tweeted this. Home with a 9-year-old who has severe breathing and speaking difficulties. Closed-in throat, assuming asthma/hay fever induced croup. My question is, do I get him to unpack the dishwasher or put the clothes on the line? Suddenly I was inundated with all these well-meaning, do-gooder, busybodies suggesting that I take him to a hospital. A hospital? I tweeted back, I'm not taking a kid who's wheezing a bit to the doctor. He's the third of 3 boys. I only had him for spare parts. I'm spending the day teaching him how to blow smoke rings after he's finished the lawn. I'm not a helicopter parent. I'm a 1970s parent. Benevolent neglect, quality boredom and independence as a result of parental indifference. You've heard of helicopter parents, haven't you? They hover. I'm more a blimp parent. You don't see me much, and when you do, I just float about and occasionally I burst into flames. Let's get this into perspective. Okay, in 1975, I swallowed a coin. Mum took it out of my pocket money. In 2012, my nephew Harry swallowed a coin. My sister-in-law called it an ambulance. In 1979, my brother chased a ball onto the road. The driver whacked him, the neighbour whacked him, and then Mum came out and had a crack. In 2012, my friend Fiona became estranged from her brother for telling her 6-year-old niece off for swearing at her. Apparently, it hurt the little girl's feelings. In 1974, my sister was playing in the backyard and my brother shot her in the leg with a BB gun. She told Mum. Mum's response? Play in the front yard. Fast forward to 2012, trampolines now have fences around them. What is going on? I mean, seriously, are you all insane? Are they all insane? Are we the only ones left? I mean, these days, parents can't leave the house with a kid to visit the neighbour without distilled water, organic juice, crudities, hummus, paw creams, rice crackers, spare shoes, a baby gym iPad app and organic yogurt without permeates. Now, by the way, I don't know what permeates are, but I want them back, okay? And what's with the baby chino? Why do kids... Sorry... Why do kids have to pretend how to drink... Sorry, can we edit that? Just give me a big laugh on baby chino again. What is with the baby chino? Why do kids have to learn to pretend to drink coffee? I mean, here's the thing. If it's an attempt to make them European, here's a flash for you. In Europe, kids would have coffee with masala in it and a cigarette in one hand. I mean, what are kids doing in cafes anyway? Louts, grubs, thugs and yobbos, the lot of them. I don't care how old they are, you wouldn't let them in if they were adults with that behaviour, but apparently it's fine if they're kids. Not only do you let them in, but you have to make them baby chinos. In the 70s, dummies were dipped in a range of substances from beer to honey and popped back into babies' mouths. And then they went to sleep in the back of the station wagon with their 5 siblings wearing no seatbelts, winding around the winery district while parents got progressively pissed and chain smoked with the windows up while swearing. My siblings and I have 10 children between us. We were talking about growing up in the 70s. It came up that my brother and sister both ate cat food. My brother defended himself by saying, I just ate the dry stuff, she ate the wet stuff. Mum told the story of my 16-year-old cousin in prep who was told to take a can of drink for her lunch, and she did, a UDL. And drank it. There was a story of my best friend's brother who cut his little finger playing with the circular saw. My best friend found it 2 days later. Jenny, our neighbour, had ice cream with topping every night after school. The topping? Bailey's Irish cream. She didn't know there was anything wrong with it. My brothers talked of the lighters plus hairspray equals blowtorch science experiments that they did when Mum was out, and we were latchkey kids. There's no finer a term. And also the cousins who tied their youngest to a pole and lit a fire under him playing cowboys and Indians. My aunt only found out because she found the melted shoes. 1970s, Fruit Loops with Tang for breakfast. Our uncle saying, if you go down the shop and get me a packet of B&H Extra Mild, you can get yourself a Sunny Boy. Teachers smoked, doctors smoked, parents smoked. They let us smoke, they let us light their cigarettes in our own mouths. Those were the days. Being told to get out of the house and don't come back until dark, unless you're bleeding. Get some colour on you. Sunscreen? Forget it. We'd be down the creek, climbing roofs to collect our tennis balls, riding our bikes, no helmets, no shoes, through building sites and occasionally to the tip. We used to hang out at the tip. Fast forward to 2012. Where are you going? Have you got your mobile? I'll drive you. Don't forget your hand sanitizer. Love you, love me back. I'm needy. Back in my day, we had detention. My kids have reflection. We were in a class. My kids are in a learning community. We had disruptive kids. They have interactive learners. We had dickheads. They have friends with issues. They don't do subjects. They have areas of inquiry. They don't ask questions either. They have conferences. Kids aren't told to behave, they're told to hold themselves accountable. We were told we were being naughty. They are asked, are you making the right choices? Kids were bad then, now they're just over-energised. There are no punishments, just consequences. Refusal to participate is called negative self-selection, and being an asshole is now called oppositional defiance disorder. I was away with a few families a few months back, and we were talking about holidaying when we were young in the 70s. Camp pie, sunburn, nylon sleeping bags, snakes and ladders, not just in the bed, we also played the game. From inside the holiday house, I heard one of the mums' sing-song voice yell up the spiral staircase of the holiday house, "Arlo, Huxley, hop off the iPads and come down and eat your sushi." What have we become? To be honest, I reckon parents have disappeared up their own assholes. The because I said so argument for parents doesn't work nowadays. My girlfriend Ruth works in childcare. She recently had a new little girl in her room. The parents' instructions: no one says no to Freya. Recently, I watched a toddler wander across the road with the mother pleading from the curb. I thought to myself, I get that there are times for reasoning, but this is not one of them, and you're an idiot. You're a pleaser who had children, so you had friends. Just get over it. The anti-vaxxers, the clipboard-holding school shopping parents, the four-wheel drive pram pushers, and don't get me started on the Steiner and Montessori parents, or as I think of them, I'm not in a band, but I've got friends in a band. People. Just get over yourself. Why do some parents feel the need to create this perfect trajectory for their perfect child to ensure they have some perfect life that they feel that they themselves missed out on? How do they think it's even possible? Why do they think it's even a good idea? I want my kids to be brave, resilient, optimistic and independent. I love the Jung quote. This is one of my favourite quotes of all time. The heaviest burden a child carries is the unlived life of their parents. And for many children these days, their burden will be that their parents had no life. There has never been more time, energy and thought spent on the raising of babies, toddlers and children. And it's detrimental, counterproductive and narcissistic. It's suffocating our children and oppressing parents, particularly women. The Are You Mum Enough Time magazine cover story about attachment parenting really summed the whole thing up. Remember the picture of the yummy mummy breastfeeding her 5-year-old child? Attachment parenting is the epitome of this competitive parenting as an extreme sport. The parenting cult, where you wear your baby everywhere, never let them cry, and all sleep in a big bed together. Doesn't that sound great? It leads to dysfunctional codependence and is simply set up by needy parents to enable their own abandonment issues. It has no scientific backing. And you can't help thinking, for so many years, women have been oppressed by so many things, and perhaps maybe people out there with vested interest are just creating more, including women, to be oppressed by in order for them not to participate fully in a life that would be perhaps more useful and more fulfilling. And coincidentally, I have never, ever heard a father initiate the idea of attachment parenting. I have seen some strap on a fake smile and just go ahead and get on with it. It's a crock so big, not even Steve Irwin would dangle a baby in front of it. Oh, what did you expect? The narcissism that parents are the only people available... The narcissism that parents are the only people able to care for their children and that their kids want to be with them all the time is breathtaking. I'm sorry, super mum and super dad. Not only are you not that great, you're really annoying and your kids want a break. You know what I practice? I practice detachment parenting. I'm a 1970s parent, a proud 1970s parent. Benevolent neglect, quality boredom and independence as a result of parental indifference. Total 1970s, just with seatbelts, sunscreen, pool fences and without smacking and smoking with the windows up, okay? Love them, cuddle them, play with them, tend to their needs, sure. Smother them, micromanage them, pander to them and enable some creepy codependent relationship with them to fertilise abandonment issues and a total absence of resilience, forget it. I have a life and so should they. Thank you.